Thank you to the Patreon supporters of November 2021. Adam S., Sarah P., aka Situational Daddy on Instagram, Sandy and Paul J., Nathan E., Elio, Jacqueline M., Matthew J., and Big Time Jim. Help support our show by going to patreon.com/whatweremember and pledging a monthly amount. Thank you.
In a world where a man has an app for everything.
There's an app for that.
There's an app for my app.
I need my toenails clipped.
Is there an app for that?
There's an app for that.
There's got to be an app that like shows you how and like recommends you different types of
absolutely.
Like a toenail clipping app? Or it would be a self-care app?
Maybe it would set an alarm. You would like...
Yeah.
Time for the toenails to get clipped.
Well, every time I look at something on Google
You need
Play,
an alarm for that?
all the recommendation ones are always keto diet ones, and I feel like my Google Play is trying to tell me something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So... How do I trim my toenails?
So you want a ketoes app?
Yes, I want ketos. Yeah, I want ketosis.
You know what just sucks is like a bad nail clipper, and like you just like keep it around. You know, like
as like a
Are
spare.
we talking about my wife? My
wife's a bad nail clipper.
And you're just like, I need to get a new one of these, but you just never do. You just always use that old crappy one.
You got to get the big one, the macho one, the toe cutter.
Ooh,
the one like our dogs and stuff. You'll cut the toes off a Wolverine.
Trying to cut your own toes with a dog clipper nail.
You take your cat into the vet and like put your foot up too. It's like, while you're there, just go ahead and give me a snip.
They're hurting. They're ingrown.
I've tried using a Dremel, just on the fastest speed. It starts to get hot.
We talked about a toenail incident
hot,
the last
hot.
time you were on. It seems to be an unavoidable thing in our lives.
Yeah.
With you? You had a toenail incident?
You weren't even there. You were there.
Yeah, you
I
were
was there.
Yeah, and you had a toenail thing too.
I smashed it to oblivion.
You both shared toenail incidents.
Yes.
Damn.
Yeah, I was picking pieces out of my sock. It was all dried in there.
I was just listening to it the other
It was
day.
the closest
That's
that
why.
I
Okay,
had
that's
ever
why you remember it.
experienced.
I was like, how do you remember this?
It was
I don't remember it either way.
I remember the dried blood with the
That's the one.
It was the closest
sock.
thing to like a period I can put myself into, like situation wise. You know.
That's not where periods happen.
Yeah, that's not where that happens.
That's not.
It's
Nick?
I got some more research. I should get an app for that.
There's got to be one out there.
Yeah.
My name is Bradley Jones.
I'm Andrew Moldenhauer.
My name is Nick Haynes.
And this is not a movie review podcast, but it's a podcast where we try to remember a movie that we haven't seen in a very, very long time. And this is what we remember about the Nutty Professor.
all right.
Were there 2 or 3 bad guys in Home Alone? And who was that forgetful fish in Finding Nemo? Join us as we're watching films. See what we remember and what memories we kill. Let's start the show. Here we go. This is what we remember.
Nick did not know what movie I was going to pick.
I was about to say.
Yeah,
it seemed very clear.
I told you, surprise me. I was really hoping you'd throw Boys Don't Cry at me. But
Oh, dear. He's got some stories about Boys Don't Cry.
Oh, God.
We've talked about it too many times.
I can't.
I have actually.
I saw that movie when I was way too young, and it's like...
Listen to the next Karate Kid episode, and I think you'll hear that.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Where it happens.
I don't think in my mind, I feel like I've seen Boys Don't Cry, but I don't think I have. I think I've made up what it's about in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
What do you think it's about, Nick?
I couldn't tell you.
I imagine it's a lot like the movie I Spit on Your Grave, but with Hilary Swank. Am I right here?
Not a horror
she's
film.
in it.
It's not a
You didn't
horror
really get the
movie.
plot.
It's
like
drama.
It's like $1 Million Baby meets I Spit on Your Grave, right?
No, there's not really like a revenge type thing. It's like... It's about... Oh, God. We're going to talk about Boys Don't Cry?
We don't have to
talk about Boys Don't
Hollywood
Cry.
went in on Swank, and the Swank didn't pay off.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it
No, it didn't.
That didn't get swanky.
No, not like Eddie Murphy, who just had hit after hit after hit And then in the 2000s, he just fell off.
Well,
Yeah.
it was kind of getting
And
there
then
in the late 90s.
Shrek helped a bit. I'm sure that padded his, his wallet.
He kind of was just waffling there for the whole 2000s to 2020. It feels like,
But not this film.
not this film. No, because this came out in 1996.
Is that a guess or is you know that?
I'm pretty
He's usually pretty
confident.
accurate.
I feel like
When did
it's
the
later.
sequel- When did the
It
sequel
either
come out?
came out in like
I'm
90,
going 98.
94, 95, 96.
What about
somewhere
the
in that.
clumps?
The clumps?
Well, did that hit the
Maybe-
2000s
maybe
or
that
the
was-
90s?
That's 2000s. That has to be 2000s.
You might be right, actually.
That has to be
I
2000s.
actually don't remember that one.
Well, do you remember who's in this movie?
Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy. Yeah.
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy.
Hercules.
Oh, yeah.
Hercules.
I don't know if you know, but we found Eddie Murphy when we were watching Beverly Hills Cop. It's his stunt double.
Really?
Yeah, every time like Eddie Murphy did something like really basic, like throw a guy over a table, it was very obvious like a 30-year older man than him.
Yeah, he looked like he was in his early 50s or mid 50s.
Kind of with his facial hair, not really. Kind of with his hair, not really.
Yeah.
Just put his outfit on, and we call him Eddie Murphy.
He was a bit bigger. He wasn't the right body shape.
Well, maybe
quite.
it works out in the favor of this movie because if he's the right body shape.
It's true.
Yeah.
Jada Pinkett Smith.
Oh,
Yep.
wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Also, Dave Chappelle's in this.
That's true.
Yeah.
He plays an antagonist of sorts.
Yeah, he's got a small part.
Jerry
Gosh.
Lewis was Jerry Lewis dead at this point? There's no cameo for him. There's no room.
He was not dead at that point. He died recently, actually,
yeah,
just
it's
in the
not
last
that
2
far,
years.
far away.
But
from his
whether or
death.
not he has a cameo, I'm not sure. If you've seen the original movie, it's pretty
I
bad.
have never seen the original.
It's pretty bad.
Was there a sequel to the original?
Yeah.
Oh, was there?
I
Was
there a
think
Nutty Professor
so. Is this where we get an insert of saying one of us is right? I'm saying there was.
I don't think there was.
I'm saying there was.
I think there were two older Dr. Dolittle films. And he also did a Dr. Dolittle film, didn't he, Eddie Murphy?
He did too.
He was in two?
I think there was probably one Dr. Dolittle film, and then Eddie
There was
Murphy
definitely
was in two.
the new
I think there
Iron Man was in the newest one, right?
was
well,
there
there were two that came
Oh, dude,
out.
this is confusing.
was there
that-
two flubbers? The
No.
old
No,
flubbers?
The flub was too hard.
No.
I'm
They
saying
couldn't recover from the flub.
the
The flub flopped.
Apparently,
It flopped?
I'm related to the original actor,
Robin Williams?
in the old flubber.
Oh, I forgot about the old flubber.
There's an old
That's what I'm
flubber?
talking about.
We were just remaking Jerry Lewis movies in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Just anything Jerry Lewis is in, we gotta do another
Well,
one.
they need to be remade because I don't know if you're aware, Jerry Lewis made like a movie in a week. He had like contracts
Yeah.
with studios where it's like you have to make 20 movies, and he would literally just go into a studio, get a set, and literally just like he would do that for minutes, and it'd be like they'd barely have a script, and he would just go and do things kind of like Robin Williams does.
Nice lady. Oh, that's my Jerry Lewis impression.
Very Brando thing to do. I feel like just show up and if you get what you get.
Yeah, they just just push through and came
Yeah.
out with stuff, and it's not that great sometimes.
And speaking of things that are on Brando, from the Sketchy Nonsense podcast, Nick Haynes is here, and he's brought a beer of the week.
Okay,
Before
gonna-
we get really far into the Nutty Professor.
sure, because we've only
Oh,
done
no,
like,
you
the
didn't bring that,
cast.
did you?
Yeah, of course I brought it.
That's a different version than we see when you're
it's
on
an
your
older
show.
Is that what is
It's not
that?
as good. It's
Is that the prototype?
yeah, it's the original keyboard. For beer of the week is the beer.
Oh,
of the
this is
week
the beer of the week keyboard.
Beer of the week keyboard. So when you say 3 and then you say 2 and I say 1 and
but
then
don't,
I
but
hit
don't
it
though,
and
because something bad always happens. And if this one's
I've
a
heard of
prototype,
this.
then it's for sure gonna haywire. We're talking about Nutty Professor. We're talking about scientist movies. This isn't a good idea.
start the
Don't-
countdown.
3.
Oh! Very wavy. Very wavy.
Is that what I'm seeing? I thought I've seen bugs and
Is that bubbling test tubes and
mosquitoes.
mosquitoes?
Yeah, I'm not
mean-
feeling those.
No, I got an erection and I hate to admit it.
Oh.
I had it before we hit the keyboard though.
Jeez,
And I've got
Yeah.
chills and they're
I
multiplying.
can't even see it.
And I'm losing
It's
control.
there. It's there. I mean, one of my
We have video
one of
now.
my
Luckily
foot
you can't
is
see below the
loose.
desk.
So I mean,
It's Kevin Bacon. Is that what you
Kevin-
just said?
Kevin
I forget.
Shaken?
Did you say Footloose?
Are you seeing the mosquitoes around here?
I can't
think you're
see
making
them.
this
I think they're just
up.
like circling you. Maybe there's
Yeah.
like a cartoon one.
yeah.
Like a clip art one that I'm getting in post-production to zoom around you right now. Trying to time it out like Nick Arcade.
Yeah. Oh my God, is that Clippy the the paperclip going down on Andy.
There's so much editing to do. It's gonna take me a whole week.
Oh, wowzers. Yeah. So that I love bringing it to. That was the first video edition of Beer of the Week.
That was fun.
There's gonna be some stuff happening.
That was fun.
So I can't wait to see that. Bradley.
I brought this beer though.
You brought this beer.
Is it a twisty? Do we need a?
No, it's a canny opening.
I had a canny opening somewhere.
Do we need these cups?
I see it over there.
I don't know. Do you have a canny opening on your
on the red thing?
Key ring there, sir?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay.
Goodness.
Here's what we're gonna do.
I don't think I can do
Do
this.
we cut?
We're gonna do. We're not gonna cut.
What is this?
That's an iPod.
That's a
tripod holder. Here's what we're doing. We're doing it live. I'm going up. I'm getting the can opener.
Okay. Do it live.
Doing it live. No cuts. No cuts needed. You banter. You make banter.
So, I mean, my foot wasn't actually loose. That was improv, Andy. And so,
I'd never heard of improv before.
it's a lot of yes and if you know and that's like
No. I mean, well, was it? Oh, I was supposed to say yes there.
yes, you were supposed to say yes and. So if I
Yes,
say
and.
we should kiss,
No!
Andy, I need you to be a little bit more open to what improv is. And I understand it's still about consent, but we should kiss.
Oh dear.
I'm feeling very
Back in the
conflicted.
room now, but I feel like I've interrupted something.
You leave
special.
this gosh darn room. I feel like you've been editing out swear words, so I'm going to try really hard to not be my normal self. Andy?
I usually just bleep out swear words.
Okay.
Yes, and?
Yes, and.
What did I come back to?
Nothing.
Nothing. We're in between something.
The moment now. It ruins the moment.
Only for a moment.
All right, what do we got here?
We have a stout.
Does that say Tree Man?
Yes, it says
Tree Mad?
So right here,
Trees tender.
I don't know if
Oh
you
yeah,
can see
you
that.
could see that. I can zoom in. We're in 4K, baby.
We have Shorts Brew Treefer Madness. Hops Open the Door American India Pale Ale.
Let my hops open the door.
Is that what that's supposed to
Let
mean?
my hops
open the door?
to your heart.
Treefer Madness.
Hops open the door.
And my house open the door.
Thank you.
Waiting for somebody to sing it.
I wanted it.
Treefer Madness has been around for shorts. It's definitely one of their seasonal beers, usually released in a variety pack, I think.
Is there
as
CBD
well.
or something in it?
No,
or what is it?
no. It's nothing
Is
like
it a play
that.
on weed?
Does reefer taste like hops?
In fairness, reefer, marijuana, for those of you who don't know, is a sister genetically to the plant hops. So a lot of that.
My hops open the door.
I see.
So like
One's okay and the other's not, eh?
Damn.
Hey, them.
I mean, they're
No,
both kind of okay.
we're not saying
now,
that
right?
here.
Aren't they mostly okay now? I thought it
Yeah,
was
I think
yeah,
it's
like
yeah.
10 years ago, maybe not. Now it's a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Give it 10.
So they're sisters. They share a lot of the same genetic properties together. Oddly enough, so some hops you get can smell a little bit like weed. So
That makes sense.
so
Does
yeah,
make sense.
yeah.
Well, let's see if this one does.
Uh huh. We have one beer divided in 3.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that song in time.
I think
So,
you,
you
I
want me
think
to pour
you
it?
can. I think you
got
can
it?
get the.
You do it. You do it.
Okay,
I'm doing.
all right,
I'm doing something
all right,
else here.
all right.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I think it's some. We haven't used that one in a while, so I'm gonna have to find that one.
You guys get too many 6-packs is the problem.
That's true. Well, look at.
Oh,
yeah, I've
dear.
been working.
I was saying your arms look pretty nice. You got
Oh.
that. You're doing the Vin Diesel workout,
Yeah.
where you're only working out your arms.
Yeah. I skipped leg day.
You skip
So
that.
I skipped every other day.
Leg and ab day gets skipped.
No, that's perfect for me.
I mixed it up a little
The
bit.
head's a little.
Is that okay?
little
No,
bit
I
on yours.
love beer.
Yeah, we usually touch chips on Andy Loves Chips. Do we touch glasses?
Yeah,
We should.
I think we can touch
Cheers.
glasses there.
Right?
Cheers.
Wait, Nick.
Yeah.
Missed
you always
you.
got to hit one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely smell hops.
Tree for Madness.
3.
2.
Run.
That's a bitter boy.
Ooh, yeah.
I haven't had
That's pretty hoppy.
a hoppy beer in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
This one doesn't taste as much grapefruit as they usually do, which I like. I like it. I don't like it when it tastes too much like grapefruit.
Yeah. No, this one's got a good bitter up front, and it kind of lasts for quite a while.
Yeah, I'm
actually,
feeling
on
like the
tongue.
tingle. Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure. On the
I don't know
tongue.
what ABV this is offhand. I don't think Shorts doesn't put it on their bottles a lot of time.
Oh, we didn't even read what. There's probably
there's no copy.
There's no copy.
No, they've been really short with the copy. Yeah, I think it's somewhere. I think that's a 7%er.
I'd have to look it up.
If I recall correctly.
Yeah, it's got a strong bite to it.
Yeah, it's pretty good though.
I do like it.
So, I mean, would you recommend Tree for Madness as a beer to somebody? Would you buy a 6-pack of this, Andy?
I would. I'd probably have to share this with some people because I don't think I could drink all 6, obviously.
Well, not in a night.
I don't even think I could probably get past 2 without needing like a mix-up here, but I really do like IPAs. This is an American IPA?
Yeah. It's nothing.
Is that
6.8 ABV, 85 IBU.
Okay. All right.
There is copy. Do you want me to read it like I'm Shane eating glass or something? I don't know what you.
I do want you to read it like Shane, but also if Shane was really high.
Okay, Shane also on the Cuzzy Nonsense podcast.
Yes.
I don't know. I'm not.
Which everybody should watch.
Well, Shane's been fired.
Sketchy nonsense.
Shane, if this is the first time you've been hearing about this,
he doesn't listen to our podcast.
Now you know.
He doesn't listen to this.
He will listen to this one though.
Okay. How does Shane sound? Shane sounds a little like this. No, it's like it sounds like a Chong or Cheech.
You got to be like really high pitched too.
I'm gonna just talk like Shane do Chug.
Yeah.
Okay. Light it up with this potently pungent American IPA, originally created to celebrate 420 at our favorite beer bar. Tree for Madness is legal in all 50 states, but you may not believe it upon first smell. Columbus, Amarillo, Mosaic, Calypso, and Idaho. 7 hops give your nose all kinds of green wonderment, pine, grapefruit, guava, and fresh-cut flowers. This beer pours a touch of hazy and orange with a big, beautiful white head. Just like Shane. Everything your nose experienced will find its way to your mouth. Like liquid bud for your taste buds. No need for high drops.
Wow.
They're really playing into that weed thing.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, they know their audience.
I mean, there's some.
Right.
I will say, if you're looking for, if you really are into the smell and mild taste of marijuana, New Belgium makes.
Do people like the taste of marijuana?
Yeah, a little.
I think people do actually.
Well, the taste they got into the beer, it tastes like the smell. So it was really well done. It's by New Belgium. Sorry, God.
I think
I can bleep curses on my show.
I can smell the
We're past the first 10 minutes of
marijuana
YouTube.
scent in there. You know,
Yeah.
the hoppiness.
What flour do you think they use? Because I like that.
I don't really taste
eating and
like-
drinking flowers.
I think my taste buds are terrible sometimes. I don't really actually get like any of the grapefruit or sweetness. Well, maybe I get a little bit of the grapefruit because of
the
the
undeniable and hot.
the bitterness.
I get the pithiness of a grapefruit is.
Yeah, I get a
usually
little
what
bit of that,
they're
but I don't get
doing.
any other
Yeah.
kind of citrusy or fruity
Yeah.
notes in there.
I get a little like a citrusy note in there, but my taste buds are liars.
You have the taste buds of an older man.
But this I can taste the bitterness on, and I do like it. But I would agree with you that I could probably have one of these, and I'd probably want to switch to the next
that'd
thing.
be fine.
Because it's
For
heavy
sure.
on the tongue. It coats the tongue in bitterness. So
It'd be a good starting beer, and then maybe
Yeah.
you want to switch to something else.
or
lighter over time.
Short Spur usually does variety packs and stuff too, so I'm sure that found its way into one of those.
Yeah, for sure. They're usually doing seasonal, so they do 4 variety packs a year, and they're usually all pretty stellar. Pretty stellar. So
Stellar.
Speaking of stellar, Eddie Murphy in Nutty Professor. Look at me transitioning.
That was beautiful.
In and out.
you're getting
Stellar.
good at this. These classes have been paying off that we've been taking you to.
That was stellar, Brad.
Yeah.
That's how we got. That's how we. She
Well,
got
did
her
we
groove
get
back.
all the people in the movie?
There's only 4
I mean,
stars, and everyone else is Eddie Murphy, right?
You think so?
Yeah.
There's
I'm
no
thinking-
other.
The little kid who does the Hercules.
Did he have like
Sure.
a brother or like a companion that was trying to stop him?
He
trying to
plays
remember.
another version. He plays. It's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
I get that, but I feel like does he
You think
have?
Dave Chappelle makes fun of him.
Yeah, he's a stand-up comedian at a club.
Dave Chappelle is, yeah.
Yeah, because I think we might be jumping ahead.
Let's go through the movie.
So the Nutty Professor works in like a college.
He's a professor, obviously.
Oh wait, maybe I'm thinking of a different film now.
You're thinking of the sequel. He's a professor. I think the opening, I still remember this. He's writing on the whiteboard, the chalkboard,
and as he's and belts and stuff.
Well, as he's writing on the chalkboard, the lesson, he's walking along and he's smearing everything as he's doing.
A lot of fat guy jokes in this movie. Unfortunately,
it's full of them.
Yeah.
Full of them.
Would we get that sort of humor today? You think the world's too...
I'm going to laugh and I'm going to feel bad when he sits down and like a
well, you're supposed to feel bad.
He's going to sit down at a bar and a button on his shirt's going to pop off and go into someone's drink and they're going to drink it and choke.
And
That's going to happen.
They're going to die.
Brett, have you seen this movie? I don't think that happens.
It has to happen.
You saw the Faces of Death version of this, so...
He's got,
I still have never seen that movie.
Don't.
Several of them.
Yes, there's many of them.
Are they actual?
No.
I don't know. They're
from what I know, they're
fake. Is to my knowledge.
I thought they were fake.
Yeah,
I'd have to imagine they were rented a lot.
Maybe that's what they're just saying. They're fake.
CYA.
Ugh.
Cover your
right. But so there's gonna be moments where you do feel bad for him.
Oh yeah,
I feel bad for his weight.
His family teases him. He's like has no self-confidence.
Right. Well, so.
His clothes probably like don't fit very well, or he's struggling like tie his shoes
wait a
or
second.
something.
Another actor that I'm pretty sure is in this movie is the guy that is the dad in 10 Things I Hate About You.
Okay, I don't know.
I think he plays another professor.
Yeah, I think
there's another professor. Or there's a guy. There's a guy who's above him, who's his boss,
and he's always kind of picking on him.
And this is the villain guy in the movie.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure it's that actor.
Okay.
See, I couldn't remember who the villain was, but I guess that makes sense now. That
he's the villain.
And I don't think his family picks on him.
He becomes a villain.
I think his family...
Sure. Well, Buddy Love becomes a villain.
Yeah, true. I think his family...
Buddy Love is the guy he is his alias.
And what's Eddie Murphy's name in Bowfinger? Isn't it something Buddy something? No? Was it also Buddy? No, Buddy Love. Wasn't that Holy Man?
No, Buddy Love is from this movie.
Oh, okay.
Buddy Love is the Urkel.
Yes.
Yes.
The classic reference.
Yes.
So I assume Bowfinger...
Stefan Urkel.
Stefan Urkel.
Bowfinger definitely came out before this. So it was...
No.
Really?
No, Bowfinger came out after. Bowfinger came out in 99.
Really?
Yeah.
Fudge sickles. All right. I was like, that would be like him tiptoeing into multiple characters.
Just like Goldfinger came out with 99 Luft Balloons, the cover, in 1999.
And there's probably a scene of Eddie Murphy tiptoeing, but he's too fat that he squeaks on the floor when he's like trying to get around because he's just too big. There's fat guy jokes everywhere.
There's a lot of fat guy jokes.
I think like in the opening, he does the chalkboard thing, but he also, so he's got all the chalk all over his shirt, and then Jada Pinkett Smith also works there.
Yeah.
And she's talking with him, and he's all flustered.
Now, is she new? Or is she a new professor that's come in? And I feel like
she's introducing herself.
Your villainous guy above him introduces...
blows up his spot.
Yeah, pretty much. And kind of tries to steal his thunder, but she ends up going on a date with him.
Wait, I got a question, guys. Do you remember anything with hamsters being in the opening scene of the movie?
They're testing the weight loss drug on hamsters.
Oh, weight loss! I forgot about the weight loss storyline.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah, I totally forgot about it.
He's got a fat hamster in his thing, and he's working through an experiment to try to get it skinny. And it works. So he tries it on himself, but then the hamster has like side effects. And then he starts to have side effects.
Yeah.
Yes, I forgot about the overweight hamster.
And morphine and stuff like that.
Yeah, his poor little hamster.
So he's working on a weight loss project.
I believe so, in his spare time.
For the university?
It could be.
Or at the university? He's doing research?
It's probably...
Well, professors do research.
Yeah.
And so he's probably doing research there.
I bet he explains it to Jada Pinkett Smith. Like, he loses track of being shy and then suddenly just shows off how smart he is.
Yeah, the work.
Yeah.
And
so she doesn't know about the weight loss.
She might even be like, "Oh, if you just move the X here," and then he looks at it and be like, "You solved it."
I wonder if she knows about the whole weight loss project. I mean, maybe she does. She must.
I'm gonna
I
call
don't know.
it that she gets introduced as a new professor, like she just came on staff.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was looking for Professor Clump.
I'm him. I'm he. I'm Sherman Clump. I do that all the time. Makes the table look more festive and the kids enjoy it. The yellow and the green and purple rolling around. The table's more colorful and...
Would another time be better? I can always...
No, don't be ridiculous. I'm between classes and I got a few minutes to chat. How can I help you?
Hi, I'm Carla Purdy.
Hello, Miss Purdy.
Hi, I'm a grad student and I'm teaching my first intro chemistry class across the hall.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I just had to come over here and introduce myself because I followed your work for many years and I'm a big fan.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I'm flattered that you've been following my work the way you have. And a chemistry teacher. Chemistry sure is important to have.
And then kind of gets interested in his work, and for some reason gets interested in him to where he's super surprised she agreed to go.
They go on a date.
I think he asked her on a date,
And she
in the
says
opening.
yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they go to the comedy club with Dave Chappelle.
But I don't know if they go to the comedy club right away.
Oh, maybe not.
I think you see the family scene first.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Like the dinner.
Yeah.
I think that's going to make me feel uncomfortable, because aren't they like aggressively eating like turkey legs?
Yes,
yeah.
they're eating like
mashed
KFC
potato.
or something. Yeah.
And I think they're picking on
Chicken
him
and-
for creating a
Yeah.
weight loss thing, like that, saying you don't have to lose weight to
It's
be
going
beautiful.
against like who we are
Yeah,
or something
pretty
like
much,
that.
yeah.
Wow.
Does he have a
Is that
nerdy
a-
name? Do you know?
I wish I knew
his
his
name.
name.
Is a Nutty Professor. It's like it's probably gonna be like Edward or something like that. Edward Clump. His last name's for sure Clump. We got that at least.
That's
Like
a fact.
Stanley Clump or
Stanley's not bad. I don't know.
Chris
Columbus.
Chris Columbus.
It's hard to say Chris Clump, actually.
Name's Chris Clump.
Yeah.
Chris Clump.
Chrisley knows
Oh dear. This is a disaster.
This is a tongue twister.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's got a mom. Let's try to go through them, even though they are all him.
Yeah, mom,
Yeah.
A
dad.
dad, a brother who's
Brother.
like in overalls, maybe.
I'm saying
No, brother's
uncle.
got like bald. He's bald up top. He might be in
I thought
overalls.
that was dad.
No, dad's got a full head of hair, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, dad's old.
The
But brother's got like the Krusty the Clown type.
Yeah.
Does he have a sister?
No.
Yeah, no, there's a sister.
You
There's a
sure?
sister. Yeah. Yeah, he plays
Rock,
a
paper,
girl.
scissors, shoot, okay?
And the only one who isn't him is the little kid.
Right. The
Yeah.
one who she's like,
Hercules.
Hercules.
I don't know why they didn't just opt out for him.
Just miniaturize
Yeah,
him.
like that wouldn't have been
Just
hard.
scale him down.
How hard is that gotta be for him to work with like 7 Eddie Murphys, you know?
I mean, he did it in Pluto Nash, right? So
You mean the little boy?
Yeah.
The little boy's got to work with
He's gotta work
7.
with 7 Eddie Murphys.
when did
They
Pluto,
probably shot his stuff first.
when did Pluto Nash come out in this whole debacle?
know, man.
Like
We're
2001.
gonna talk about Dave next. Where are we gonna go with this? Meet Dave?
End of the dinner. I'm saying there's a sad kind of fade out on his face,
Yeah.
looking incredibly sad at what his family
Is he living with his
is.
family still?
No, I think he just goes there for dinner.
Okay. He has an
I
apartment.
don't think he lives there.
He goes to his
Yeah.
apartment. He's like so sad, and
Yeah.
like he sits in his bed and it like folds in on itself.
Well, I was gonna
Probably.
say.
Leg
Now I'm
breaks.
I'm still remembering the hamster stuff. I'm pretty sure there's an opening sequence where the hamster poops and
Oh, that's
poops in
funny.
the coffee of the boss guy.
Oh, that's great.
yeah, and it's the
Eddie
big
Murphy
hamster.
notices but doesn't say anything. And
It
he
is.
just, like,
Yeah.
Ooh, this is more mocha than I remember drinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you are
Yeah.
so. It is literally that situation where he notices.
He like stirs it in and everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Earthy.
Yeah. Does he accidentally take like a prototype version of this drug and then
No.
wake up one morning? Is
No.
that how that happens?
No, I think what reinforces it is the comedy club
Yeah,
scene.
when Dave Chappelle just rips into him so hard.
So let's go there then.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So he does go on the date with
He's having
Jada
a good
Pinkett
time.
Smith. I'm pretty
Things
sure.
are going well off.
I'm pretty sure too. He has like a sports car or something like that. Something that's hard for him to get in.
Oh dear.
I feel as though there's like
it's probably
plenty
a
of
smart
scenes.
car.
Whatever it
Or
is.
maybe it happens later when he's
Yeah, Buddy Love.
I was
Buddy
about to say
Love.
whatever it is, Buddy Love has like the opposite of what he
Yes,
is.
I actually think that's later. I think it wears off and then he gets kind of stuck in the car. But anyway, that's later.
Yeah.
So he goes out to this comedy club show.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys remember what Dave Chappelle looked like in this scene? It is out there.
Does he have a hat?
He does.
Okay.
He's got a fuzzy hat that's
fuzzy
like a
hat.
fuzzy, kind of magician type hat.
Very early 2000s,
like a Humpty
rave
Dance hat.
outfit.
Like a Humpty Dance hat, yeah. And then I think he's got dreads
Nothing
that are
but
just
trouble.
sticking out.
Yeah.
And then I'm pretty sure he's got the worst grill possible.
See, I guess I think my mind's erased that and just put Dave Chappelle from like Netflix specials in my mind. That he just looks like Dave Chappelle. So
He's got like the worst front teeth possible.
He's laughing at every joke he tells,
and then I'm pretty sure he's got like the classic like boxer briefs are just like clearly showing his pants. Is just.
Well, I think he's killing it.
But
at this club.
he's got like a whole persona that he's doing.
He's the hot ticket at the club.
Like he's making fun of people in the audience. That's his thing.
And he's laughing along with the jokes, like trying to be a good sport.
Yeah.
But it just keeps coming.
Yeah.
And, like, you just can't.
I mean, he's basically just telling yo mama jokes, though.
Yeah.
And just calling him fat, calling him a beach whale, and like make fun of him like constantly.
And I think we also end this scene on
making a cameo
on one of those sad fade outs again. Like Chappelle's voice starts going like fading away in the distance, and you just hear the inner like
he's driving her home just all sad.
Yeah.
And then he like
she feels bad for him.
She gets out of the car maybe wanting a good night kiss, but he's just like so sad that he can't even muster up.
I think he gives like a speech about everything, and then that's when he goes home.
And I don't think he goes home. I think he's so disheartened he goes back to the lab. Maybe there's an emergency. And maybe he's like, oh, you got to come look at the hamster, Professor, or he just goes back there because he takes that medicine. He drinks whatever that vial is right then and there.
Yeah.
And then he wakes up in the morning as Buddy Love.
So does it happen that immediate?
Yeah. It all happens overnight, like Big Style, where he like makes a wish and then wakes up and the next day he's,
because I thought it was more temporary than that.
Well, he starts to become big again. Like, as Buddy Love, he has maybe like a day of fun, but then like all of a sudden his legs start growing and his belly starts growing. He starts popping out of clothes, and he's like trying to hide it from people. Like Jada Pinkett Smith is like, "What's going on? What's wrong with your arm?" He's like putting it behind his back, and it's like a big fat arm or whatever.
When he's Buddy Love?
When he's Buddy Love, turning back into the Professor.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure when he's Buddy Love, like what was... Before I get into that, what's his like initial reaction to changing into
He loves
Love?
it. He looks at his dick and is like, I haven't seen that in 37 years. Something like that,
Yeah, I think he probably looks at it. He does a double or triple take on it or something like that. You know what I mean?
I can picture that.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, but then he.
I think he has a Spider-Man 3 moment where he's like walking around town enjoying being skinny. He's probably like buying suits and like clothes that fit real nice.
Yeah,
people like treat him different.
Yeah, women are noticing him. Yeah.
There's probably like he probably saw like a woman on the street as like the big fat nutty professor, and they're like, "Oh, go away, you ugly creep!" And then he like sees those same women who are like interested in him.
Yeah,
and then it's like a reciprocated thing now that he's handsome.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
No. Yeah, I absolutely believe that.
But I think he's still going for Jada Pinkett Smith.
Oh, yeah. That's the goal. But he's sort of an asshole. Buddy Love is not a nice person.
He has a lot of confidence in himself now.
He's too confident.
And it's like, it's way too.
It's kind of like when Urkel turned into... I forget what the other persona was.
Stefan Arkell.
Yeah, okay.
Fast forward, backtrack 10 minutes. I said it.
Oh, did you? I've totally
we were talking about that.
I totally blanked out then. But yes, it's very much similar to that, where he's kind of an asshole. In this beer. Yeah, I don't know. So I mean, he is kind of an asshole. He starts off okay, and then confidence gets.
You're happy for him. He's getting the attention that he wanted.
One thing that I know is sure is he does a second round through the comedy club again.
Yeah,
for sure.
He like specifically takes Jada to that exact club. She doesn't want to go.
Yeah.
Right, and I think it's the same performer.
Yeah. And like that same performer starts to make fun of him and like ripping into him, but like Buddy Love is like ripping him back and like taking over the like he's like making fun of that.
I think
guy.
He gets on stage
he does.
eventually, yeah.
And almost like then there's a moment where Jada Pinkett Smith is like embarrassed and just kind of like weirded out by the whole thing. Like the almost the overconfidence is a turnoff.
Sure. I mean, it can get to a point where it's too narcissistic even almost.
For sure.
And I think that's actually what happens.
And he thinks that she only likes Buddy Love, that she's not superstitious, superficial. And like only would like him as that person and not as his clump personality.
Well, I think that's the whole premise too. He thinks like he's better off for being skinny because then he'll not be made fun of and he'll get the girl. But then it's like, when you change so drastically, you're probably not always changing for the best in every way. And that's what happens here. I think he's like he's got that newfound glory, and he just takes it a little too far, and he doesn't realize how he's upsetting people.
Was that a reference to the band Newfound Glory just now that I didn't get?
No, this is a reference to the movie Glory.
Oh, okay.
When those black troops died.
That movie. So the third act's got to kick in at some point. The medicine's turning against him.
And is it not working as well?
Maybe he has to take more every time he needs to change, and he could be running out, or the hamster is dead, and he's afraid if he takes any more he'll die. He might even have a medical student or assistant that was keeping track of facts or inventory and say, we're missing a lot of chemical X, Mr. Clump. Hey, where's that going? He's like, I don't know where that is. You must have just mislabeled it.
Well, I think another part of this is that Professor Clump keeps missing his classes and stuff like that because he's also
Buddy Love is taking over.
Yeah, he's also Buddy Love. Maybe the evil other professor guy likes Buddy Love more than he likes Professor Clump.
Is he at all trying to sell this weight loss thing too?
I don't think
Is that a plot line?
I don't think he...
It's very selfish, I think. He's just doing it for himself. He might even sleep with women or something like that. Maybe he's a playboy.
Oh, for sure.
Or just goes too far into the deep end. Like The Fly,
Yeah.
Jeff Goldblum.
Sure. Now that you put that whole selling of the drug, for some reason my mind puts it at a dinner party where he's talking to somebody about selling it, but he's a little too cocky about it. But
yeah, maybe he's going on about a weight loss drug.
Yeah,
with
maybe.
I thought.
It makes sense. He maybe has colleagues he talks to at the college or whatever.
Yeah. Could be. It could be. Maybe I'm just mixing up some things. Yeah. How does the third act really play out?
I don't know.
What's the big project or whatever that he has to accomplish in the
I'm gonna make up. I don't think this is right, but I'm guessing he has to try to get more formula or something like that. And Jada Pinkett Smith goes along with him. But she doesn't like Buddy Love, and because for the entire film, she doesn't know that they're two different people.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't he have to?
And eventually, that shoe has to drop, and that's when he,
But I thought there was some project, maybe he's presenting on the formula that he has, and he's the subject for the presentation.
That makes sense. And maybe he transforms.
He's transforming during the. That's what I'm thinking.
During the TED Talk.
Yeah, it's a really
the pre-TED Talk. TED Talk.
It seems very movie-esque.
Missed Outfire type of moment where he's trying to play both roles at once.
The wig falls off into the soup.
Yeah. So
he unshrunk those kids.
Episode 2 of our podcast, or 3? I don't
know. 3. Yeah.
So I think I'm the most vague on what the third act has to hold in this entire movie. I can't think of exactly.
Yeah, I don't know what it actually is.
I think I got something.
Okay.
I think Buddy Love becomes almost sentient and wants to kill Clump.
Oh.
He knows.
Oh, wait, this sounds familiar.
I think there's a mirror moment where he's fat Eddie Murphy talking to skinny Eddie Murphy in a mirror.
Yep. Back and forth. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, they're fighting each other. They're he's forming into
that's the Jekyll and Hyde moment.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Get out of my body."
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think that's exactly what happens.
It's like The Mask in a way.
Maybe even Buddy Love has full control and he's trying to break out. You think Buddy Love won, but then he's still hidden in the deep recesses, fighting back.
Yeah.
Or he's trapped in there forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually that does happen. You talking about that brought up so many visuals of just his head shape shifting and this weird CGI from the mid-90s.
Yeah, for sure happening.
Well, I remember he had to drink water out of a fountain for some reason.
Oh dear.
The antidote, and he was dirty water, dirty.
Maybe he just needs a lot of water.
And
he likes water.
It was the antidote I think broke in the fountain and he had to drink it, and I it's either in the first one or it's the second one, but it's for sure
in one of those,
in one of the two where he the antidote to fix him is in like a fountain and he doesn't want to drink it because mentally his brain is gone.
I never saw the second one.
Really?
I saw the second one, but I cannot say I remember anything.
Yeah.
I saw it once.
Does one of the other clumps take it, or does he take it again? And it's just like kind of a similar story.
I cannot remember
I
a
have no
single
idea.
thing.
Well, the second one is about the family itself.
Really?
But I don't
There's
really.
no formula or science in it.
Yeah, it's about the family. I'm pretty sure itself.
Then I'm calling this fountain scene in this one, and I don't know why.
He for sure plays more of the characters in the second one.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right.
Have you guys heard of a movie called How to
Norbit?
Get Ahead in Advertising?
It sounds like a Donald Trump book.
No, it's a movie. It's a British movie that came out in the late '80s. But it's about a guy who's like very timid and shy, and he works at like an advertising company.
Okay.
But he's like a pushover, and then I don't really remember what happens to prompt this, but like one day he gets like a little pimple on his neck. And he's like trying to like pop it, but nothing happens. And then over the course of the movie, he grows a second head.
Oh.
Very cool.
And that slowly takes over the previous head. And then he's like a total asshole and jerk, the second head.
There's a similar movie with Judd Nelson called The Man with 100 Arms, where he gets like a pimple on his back and like arms start growing out of his body.
That seems less good.
Yes.
It is less good.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed the other movie. I thought it was pretty good.
I'll have
Worth
to watch
watching.
it.
Yeah.
And I saw House of a Thousand Corpses. Is that the one you're thinking of?
I never want to see that again.
I've
I never saw it for the first time.
I've never
I
seen
don't think
it.
I'll ever watch a Rob Zombie movie. I have no interest.
Don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
Do we have any last thoughts or predictions on Nutty Professor before we call it?
I predict that Eddie Murphy plays multiple people in this movie.
Come on.
I
What?
predict
Is
he
that
drinks dirty
far-fetched?
water out of a fountain in at least one of two movies.
Is there like a moment with Jada Pinkett Smith, like maybe like she has like an old photo where she was fat or something?
No,
I don't think so.
Okay, well.
No,
I think she's just a nice
she was always
person, and
hot,
she's
Jada.
a good person.
I think she's interested in him for who he is
Yeah.
and his
I
intelligence.
like me for me. Is that a New Found Glory song? Just
Because it's not like
not because he looks like Ricky Martin. Is that the lyric?
Yeah, I think so. Something like that. He likes me for me.
There's probably music in this movie. It's the 90s. We got to sell some soundtracks.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yes. Cue Brad reading in post the entire list of the
This is how we do it. That's gonna be in this. This
Smush
is
it.
how we do it.
Smush it.
And he's like, maybe like Eddie Murphy. Is he doing like is he wearing an aerobics outfit or is that a different Eddie Murphy?
Yes!
movie?
No, he does.
I'm saying he's wearing an aerobics outfit trying to sell this weight loss thing.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I'm remembering him wearing
doing a lot of hips.
Richard Simmons type spandex outfits, like a black pinstriped
Yeah.
leotard thing.
To people or is he doing a TV
I have no
commercial?
idea.
Oh.
I think maybe he just jumped into a jazzercise like class
could
and
be.
just started going full Buddy Love on it. You know
Could
what I
be.
mean? So that's what I'm predicting.
He's got all his energy because he's all skinny.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well.
I'm pretty sure that happens.
All right. Well, that was my last thing that I was able
That's a little
to pluck
nugget.
from my memory.
Yes.
I don't think I saw this movie more than once.
Me neither.
I think I've seen it maybe 3 times.
Yeah, I've probably seen it more than once.
Yeah, this movie's rewatchable.
It's been so long.
Yes.
So long.
Yeah.
I mean, that movie's nearly 30 years old.
Oh, that made me feel real bad.
It is, yeah, you're right. Very close.
Well, we're going to see what we got right and what we got wrong in part 2 of The Nutty Professor. This is how we do it. This is how we do it.
I'm thin! I'm thin! Look at my cheekbones! I have cheekbones! Look at my cheekbones! Yes! Look at my chest! Look at my breasts! Oh, I don't have breasts! I'm an A-cup! I don't even need a bra anymore! Look! Oh, God! I'm thin! I'm thin! I'm thin! I'm thin! I'm thin! Oh! Nothing but air there! Nothing but air there! My ass is gone now! I'm slim! Well, I'll be damned! I can see my dick! My dick! My dick! My dick!
Welcome back to the Women Be Shopping podcast. We watched The Nutty Professor.
The way he delivered that line. Women be shopping.
Is that the first? That can't be the first women be shopping, can it?
I feel like I've heard that in many other places.
I think it had to be.
It was a cliche at that point. I don't know.
You think it was somewhere else? Women be shopping.
That whole scene gave me very In Living Color vibes. I think it was the music. Is that the intro music for In Living Color? No, it's not. That's its own thing. It just had like a
when Dave Chappelle came out.
Yeah, it had a. No, before that, the singer.
Because he was singing that song. It's like. It's Friday night, and I feel alright.
Yeah.
Cause the party's here on the west side.
Yes, that was so good.
Is that the song?
Yeah, that's it.
Is it This Is How We Do It?
Oh, it was This Is How We Do It.
He was singing something.
That was the chorus, right?
Yeah.
That's the chorus. I was singing the verse.
The dancers in there were very similar to the opening dancers for In Living Color.
J-Lo was
The
it?
Fly Girls?
The Fly... Was it the Fly Girls?
Wasn't J-Lo one of them?
I don't know.
She was in A Living Color. She was not in The Nutty Professor. Is that what you need?
No. She was in Living Color as a dancer.
Yes.
Yeah, so she was also
But she wasn't in this movie.
Nutty Professor, right?
No, she was not in The Nutty Professor.
You snake.
Well,
You're the buddy love of our group.
Oh.
man, this is so much like Family Matters in terms of like that persona.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
I mean, of course, Nutty Professor was already Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah. I had a lot of the Mask vibes to me. It felt very Mask. Even to the point where Jada Pinkett Smith, just like Cameron Diaz, was just in scenes and not doing anything. She was just like on the side.
Yeah, I felt like
when Eddie Murphy was just like laughing and doing his thing.
She was that eye candy. She didn't really have a character arc.
She was not
to herself.
good in this film.
She had a wig. She had a lot of wigs.
Yeah,
I didn't like that color of the hair.
No, nothing. Like everything kind of just blended. It in a weird way. The lighting is in this movie is very 90s. It feels like.
Oh yeah.
Everything.
Just set up a light and go.
Yes.
Yeah,
we're gonna make our days with Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, it's this movie was actually so I watched this on Amazon, I think, and just for convenience for myself. And there's two versions. There's a PG-13 version, and then there's a 18+ one.
There's a lot of N-word.
Which I did not remember that.
I didn't remember that either. There were tons.
There's lots of N-word.
And I was like, isn't this a Disney film? Like, isn't this based off of a Disney film? I thought it was. I thought
I don't know if it's based off a Disney film.
I thought Nutty
a Disney production might be, though.
Yeah, I thought Nutty Professor was a Disney, like, in the line, like, kind of like Flubber,
Wouldn't it have been on Disney Plus then and not Amazon?
I don't know. I don't know. But I thought it.
I don't think it was a Disney property.
Either way,
I think Dr. Dolittle might have been.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm. Oh no, maybe that's what I'm thinking of. But
I think that's it.
As a child, I do not remember.
No,
that many N-bombs in this movie.
There's a lot. And they usually come in succession.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, I just got hit. Oh, there's another. Oh, no.
I mean, if you want to get like a Disney N-bomb, you got to go maybe back to the 60s or 70s to watch one of their movies.
A crow's probably going to say it.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's
classic Steamboat.
Something horrible.
Garsh. No Garsh.
I didn't dislike this movie. I enjoyed the opening sequence. I enjoyed a lot of like I actually really liked Professor Klump as a person, and I was rooting for him, to have some success, even though I knew the plot. Because I don't know, he seemed like a nice character who deserved more, but I don't necessarily know if
I didn't get to know
the plot itself. I don't know if I believed the plot. I don't know if I really believed it that Jada Pinkett Smith's character did want to be with him or liked him.
Yeah, it's like right from the get-go. Yeah. She seems like almost too smitten with him.
Yeah,
like
there's no moment of like revealing something about himself to her that makes her like him.
She kind of comes off like she's stalking him a little bit because she's like, I'm so familiar with you. I'm doing like a pirate voice. She was like,
give me the patago.
Yeah, like I followed you all my life,
Davy Jones.
But
she was infatuated with him, or like she idolized him.
Yes,
as
exactly.
a professor.
But like the way he looked opposed to the way she looked. Like, it was just like, it looked like she was so much younger than him in general, so it almost looked like a father like daughter type romance. You know what I mean? In a lot
they
of
kept
weird
saying he was
ways.
35. I was like,
No,
is he?
I don't know.
Is he 35?
Yeah, he
He's
did.
35?
I'm almost 35.
I'm almost 35.
And I feel like I'm aging okay at that point. Maybe in the 90s if I was 35, that's how I would look.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked very old.
Side note, before we get too far into it, something I didn't remember about this movie until I saw it, and I also had to look it up to see if he played this character, was the aerobics guy. The
Richard Simmons
guy.
Yeah.
Richard Simmons type guy. And I was like, is that Eddie Murphy as well?
It was.
And I didn't remember that at all.
I didn't remember that either being a part in the movie, because I think I did as a kid think it was Richard Simmons.
Yes.
I didn't know he was doing a parody version of that.
Was he white-skinned or light-skinned?
He was
white-skinned.
He looked white-skinned.
Little white chicks thing happening here?
Yeah, for sure. I'm pretty
like
sure
that
he
Dave
was.
Chappelle skit.
I couldn't quite tell how close it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It was funny, too.
I'm okay with it.
I thought it was hilarious.
It's integral to the plot. Like,
yes, it is
Eddie Murphy's
actually.
character like invests in
Because he
whatever
keeps saying,
Richard Simmons
yes,
program
you
is.
can to lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
And it comes up at a pivotal scene where we didn't talk about this, but Buddy Love makes a pre-recorded tape for Sherman to find.
We thought it was him talking in the mirror to himself, but it is a pre-recorded tape that he makes,
Where he's basically saying, like, you don't have any control. You're going to become Buddy Love. I am going to change you, and you don't have any power. So I think, like, the yes, I can was his fight. Like, I don't need to be Buddy Love. I can be myself. I can accept myself.
He needs Buddy Love a bunch of times, though.
He thinks he needs
keeps on
him.
going back to the Buddy Love well.
He thinks he needs him.
He thinks he needs to be Buddy Love. Because Buddy Love is the exact opposite of everything that he thinks he needs to be with Jada Pinkett Smith's character.
There's a quick question I had in this movie.
Ahead.
So at one of the dinners with the parents, his mom, I think, mentions that he was a virgin. Correct. He had not had relations. And so he made love to these three women later in the movie.
Both as Buddy Love and himself?
Yes, yeah. I'm curious if it does it count if he did it as Buddy Love. I mean, technically it's him, but I don't know.
And when those ladies woke up, they didn't seem to be surprised that it was Sherman again.
Yeah.
They weren't like shocked or anything.
Yeah, they were not. They were very okay with what was happening here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess in that case, great on him, because his first time was a 3 for.
So what you're saying is that they had an edited scene where mid-coitus, Buddy Love turns back into Sherman.
Yes.
And the ladies are just okay with it.
Absolutely.
That's what you're...
I have to assume. I have to assume this.
You have to assume, or you want to fantasize?
I have to fantasize.
Now that's a movie.
Thank you.
Emphasis on the Nutty Professor, you know what I'm saying?
The nutted professor.
The Nutted Professor.
The Nutty Professor.
The Nutted Professor.
That's the porn version.
Well, Andy said he liked this movie. I also enjoyed this movie more than I expected to this time around. It was just an overall kind of just fun, cheesy.
There was a nice
a lot of reminiscing
Yeah.
in my mind, having watched this as a kid.
You, Brad, didn't seem too sold.
I thought it was going to be funnier than it was. I thought the clump scene in my memory is funnier than it actually was watching it.
No.
Maybe it was like the sudden drop of the N-bomb that like took me out of the comedy for a second.
Yeah.
Because that mom really like lays into it a couple times.
Yeah.
And I thought
The grandma or the
actual Sherman's mom, I believe.
she says the N-bomb?
I'm pretty sure. And then also the dad does for sure.
Yeah.
Well, so
and
does
the
the
grandmother.
grandma.
For
The grandma
sure.
says
The grandma does it. Yeah. So it's not a sister, it's a grandma.
And I think Buddy Love says it plenty of times throughout the movie.
Yeah, he does for sure.
He does for sure.
Yeah.
I remember him saying it at times where I was like, "Whoa, okay, another N-word."
I was get taken out for that. And I think I also don't like movies where like the main character is like crapped on a bunch. And Larry Miller is just such a mean man. That's the guy.
He was
From,
ridiculously mean. There were scenes where I was like,
10 Things I Hate About You.
"Yep, I called it too."
You did. I just never do his name.
Yeah, he's just being mean to be mean, and it's not coming off as funny in any way.
No.
He even says like, "I'm gonna kill you." I'm going to strangle you and hang you and I'm going to kill you.
That's not
and
funny.
It's meant to be a joke, I think, but it's like Sherman's reaction is just like, oh my God, like, whoa. And it's like, yeah, like, of course you're going to think that. Somebody just said they're going to kill you.
Let's look inside the character and try to empathize with him a little bit.
With Larry?
So he is trying to run a school. He is losing money. Professor Clump is literally like ditching classes and
He's got hamsters running all over the college.
Yeah, in his coffee. You can bleep that. I'm sorry. It's just
the hamsters are doing
just
it.
crapping all over in his coffee. He's drinking crap. Hamsters are in his coffee as well. They're dropping out of the sky. This guy's, come on. If you were this guy and you had to put up with this guy and he's essentially bankrupting your school with his antics.
Was he bankrupting the school, though?
He kept saying that they were losing sponsors because of him.
Yeah, because
they're
of
down
him.
to their last donor.
Yeah, it was the last guy.
Yeah.
I wish I knew more about what that was about.
It's the equivalent of the big sale in a movie. Where like the lawyer has the big case, or the guy.
It's like you're on your last chance. The movie just started.
One more chance, Maverick, and you're fired.
And I also forgot about the very overweight hamster.
Yes,
Shelley.
Shelley, yeah.
Did we?
I like Shelley.
Mentioned that.
Shelley was my
We did mention that. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know if we touched on her being extremely overweight.
You're probably
but we
right.
knew that there was a hamster or gerbil character somewhere in this movie. There was a lot.
Yeah,
in fact,
doing research.
A lot of green screen.
Yes,
all sorts of hamsters.
Yeah.
You just brought up the CG. I actually felt the CG, what they use, seemed to look really good for the time.
For the time, yeah. I would.
There was
I would agree
obviously
with that.
there were some like body things where his stomach had to like go out and then come back in, and his lip got really big, and it looked kind of weird and like Looney Tunes.
Was there a time where the prosthetic was a lip? Did they ever use a prosthetics, or was it all CG?
It looks CG.
It looks CG.
Was it always CG?
But it looked. I still think it looked relatively good for the time.
For '96.
Yeah.
Not bad.
And near the end of the film, like the audience has already seen the transformation, so there's just moments where like the Nutty Professor will just fall down and wake up his buddy Love. We don't need to see all that like craziness, you know?
Yeah.
Save the money. We already know what that looks like.
Yeah.
We don't need the werewolf transformation scene.
I also had forgotten about his like protege.
I completely forgot about that guy too.
And once I saw him and heard his voice, like something in my childhood like rang out. And I was like, I remember this guy.
Yeah.
Yep. Also, the exact same feeling for me too.
He's also like always getting hurt. That's his thing, is like physical comedy.
Yes.
He gets like punched a lot, or a door slammed in his face, or he's tripping on stuff. But he ultimately is the one who saves Sherman at the end of the film. By, by stopping him from drinking that potion.
Is he like the sidekick in a way, or what would you say his character? He's the assistant.
Yeah, he's working with the Nutty Professor. And in another movie, that character is a woman, and then she likes Buddy Love or Nutty Professor for himself, and Jada Pinkett Smith is like the femme fatale trying to use him for his money or something like that.
Okay.
And then ultimately the Nutty Professor ends up with that assistant, but the assistant is male in this movie, which it could still happen.
Wait, what are you talking about?
I'd like to see it happening.
The original?
That character in film is usually like a ditzy, cute girl.
Yeah.
Who is supposed to be the one that ends up with Sherman.
I see.
But in this movie, it's just a dude who's not even his friend. He just like cares for Sherman.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any sort of internal goals or anything like that.
Yeah.
He just wants to see
he's just
Sherman
a nice
succeed.
guy.
Yeah.
Mentally, I don't know if the art department did this or the costume department did this on purpose, but I believe the night that Eddie Murphy goes to get back on stage to get back at Dave Chappelle, he's wearing an all red suit. I feel like that's a callback to his Delirious days. I don't know if that's something. Maybe that's me mentally placing that. But I was like, hey, that might be clever if somebody thought that through. But they probably didn't. So they probably just ended up in a red suit. But
there's a callback in Beverly Hills Cop where he notices there's a guy wearing that suit. So.
There's a scene where two guys are walking away from him and he looks back and laughs. And it's like, that's a clear reference to him wearing the same outfits.
I can't say the last time I saw a Beverly Hills Cop movie, so it's been a very long time.
Well, you should watch all of them because they're all great.
I watched all three like a few months ago.
I love 3.
I love 3 as well.
There's some goofy stuff. There's a lot of Eddie Murphy in 3. I only cut Eddie Murphy one time, and it's when he throws Dave Chappelle into the piano. And that's obviously not Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, I was looking
not
for it
Dave
too.
Chappelle. That was the only time I could see Eddie Murphy.
You mean Eddie Murphy was in place of Dave Chappelle getting thrown into the...
There was a Chappelle. I can't think of a funny thing for that. there was a fake Dave Chappelle.
Sure.
There was a faux Chappelle.
There you go.
So Eddie Murphy threw faux Chappelle into the piano.
That's an interesting sentence right there. The dinner scene is...
Which one?
Both of them. Just like...
Both of them with the
family.
family.
Can you imagine having to shoot that?
It'd be a lot of days and,
How do you match? Because there's a couple scenes where the mom and the dad at the end
it's leaving up to
are
the
in the
editor
same
to figure
scene
it out. That's
together.
all I can imagine, yeah.
How do you edit that?
I feel like there's just so much improv. Like, I bet there's like certain lines that are for sure like in the script, but then there's times where you just let Eddie Murphy do his thing and figure it out in the edit. Because the main just needed the beginning and the end of that scene to make sense. Anything that happens in the middle is just jokes.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you watch the bloopers, which were
they were pretty good. I like the bloopers.
Yeah, they were fun.
I
loved when he was the grandma at the end.
When I was younger, like my favorite part of those types of movies were always the bloopers at the end to just see character break. So you can definitely tell that they're just kind of taping and letting him go off. So it's probably just an amalgamation of like, okay, we shot that and we can piece something together from what you're saying. Like something funny can come from this. You know what I mean? So.
I guess I don't understand, how does like one character pass behind another character if they're played by the same people when you're editing the movie?
Green screen
work? Yeah,
there's some moments where there's definitely like overlap between the brother and him it's kind of funny. And there are other shots where it doesn't matter. It's just the single shots. And it would have been so bad. They looked bad in CG. They were going to put Eddie Murphy's face on the little kid.
Oh, no.
And have him also be the little kid, but the technology they said just wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
Like they could do it now with deepfakes, no problem.
That kid was great.
And if you're out there, corridor crew, and you hear this video, you got to make that video.
That kid was fine. You didn't need to put Eddie Murphy into everything.
No, he was great. Wow. But he was sort of a stand-in.
Yeah, he was just kind of. I don't think he really had any. He had like one line. I don't think he had any lines.
He was just farting and laughing.
Yeah, and I thought like listening to it originally, like throughout the movie, his laughs sound. I mean, they sound so deep and guttural, like they're not his. But if you watch the bloopers, he actually has that laugh. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, he's got like a smoker's laugh.
Yeah.
And the big scene where his mom and him are having a conversation, that's just stand-ins and over-the-shoulder shots.
Yeah.
There's one cool moment where his mom walks through a door, then he walks in right after, and they've timed it, the camera to, like, the door opens in the exact same spot in the take, and you never notice, like, the seamless transition. It's really neat. That's the one, that was the one really cool thing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, that helped me understand that.
Mm-hmm. Now help me understand all the fantasy sequences that we forgot were in the film.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, I forgot about the Here to Eternity sequence where as soon as it started playing, I was like,
I feel like that was in the
why
trailer.
didn't I think about this? I remember this.
Yeah.
Poor Jada Pinkett Smith
she got
drowned
through
into
the sand.
Yep. Yeah. Then you got your Godzilla, or I guess King Kong. And
that scene looked good, I think.
And I laughed.
I think it looked great for the time.
My biggest laugh when he's giant and reads through the window thinking that she's going to grab Jada Pinkett Smith, but then reaches past her to grab a little turkey leg.
Little tiny turkey leg. He just bites it so friendly.
So good.
And then like his fart nuke goes off and I'm like, all right, that's...
What was that one?
He farts and then somebody lights the match and I remember it was like, no, it's gonna blow. I was like, wow.
Yeah, they do a straight up like action like city scene where they like have wind machines like on the set blowing
That's
people.
The budget for this whole movie is that one dream sequence right there. I forgot all about those, but I remember them so vividly once they started. I was like, oh wow. Woo! Woo!
He's always eating food and watching Richard Simmons, and he just zones out. And, I feel like his big issue never gets resolved, which is his eating. That should have been like the main like push, right? Is for him to like.
I think it was more
want to get healthier rather than just him wanting to be in a relationship. Like I need to find myself before I can put myself out there for you, kind of thing. But maybe that's too ahead of its time. to think like that.
I feel like
I think that's understandable, but at the same time, like they're focused more on him being confident and accepting of himself. I think that's how it ended to me. And Jada Pinkett Smith already accepted him for who he is, and so he didn't necessarily need to change. He just needed to know to be himself. Is how I perceive that. I see where you're coming from, though.
Yeah.
Like maybe that could be the next step. Did
you watch The Clumps?
I didn't. I wanted
Janet
to.
Jackson is in that movie. Jada Pinkett Smith is mentioned, but they never made it. They didn't make it.
They didn't make it together.
No, and The Clumps opens with Janet Jackson and
makes sense.
Him getting married.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
You watched the whole thing?
No. I scrubbed through it. It looked real bad.
I scrubbed through it. Was there another dinner scene? Couple?
I don't
There's
think
gotta be.
There's gotta be.
There's gotta be.
Scene.
How many?
I don't think there was enough clumps in it. I don't know for a movie called The Clumps. I think that was the big issue.
It was Meet the Clumps?
Yeah. Well, what was the...
So they never met the wife that he married? Or how were we meeting the Clumps?
they were at the wedding. It's not called Meet the Clumps.
It's not.
Yeah, it's...
You're thinking Meet the Parents.
I think it's... Well, it's not...
You want to do a Ben Stiller version.
It's Nutty Professor 2.
Meet the Clumps.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, so what...
The Clumps aren't the focus. It's still him again.
Yeah, well, my question is, because I haven't read the synopsis.
Well, maybe the dad or the mom could have a story. I don't know.
What's the main... Who's the main bad guy? What's the main issue in Nutty Professor 2?
It's still Buddy Love.
Oh, it's still Buddy Love?
Buddy Love?
Yeah, he comes back.
Wow.
He's like his own person now. He's like he goes into reality somehow.
Okay.
He just like shows up.
I'm so confused.
Yeah, that's weird.
Maybe they explain it later in the film, but I didn't get that far. But he's just at a movie theater with Janet Jackson, and then the Buddy Love shows up, and they have a conversation with him. I don't know. It's weird.
There's one thing I could have done a lot less of in this movie, and that's actually Eddie Murphy's laughing. He did,
especially during the Dave Chappelle scene.
Yeah, it was a little much.
The Buddy Love laughing is
a
little bit intense.
Well, I mean, it made sense because he was like laughing so much that he made Dave Chappelle like lose his rhythm.
Yeah,
and so he's like, "Hey, man, I like that you're laughing, but chill out."
And it makes sense to for him to be obnoxious for Jada Pinkett Smith not to like him, but she ultimately likes him because he starts making fun of Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
So
I mean, falls for him pretty
there are things she likes about him, but ultimately, deep down, she realizes how narcissistic he is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Really wants those 3 ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole scene, I mean, we're jumping back to that, but she jumped to conclusions pretty quick. She was like, so are you and Buddy Love having threesomes and whatever with all these chicks and you're sharing women? It's like, okay, where did you get that impression? Except for this one thing that happened.
We only went on one date. Why are you so upset about it? Yeah, she had already told him that she was going to go for Buddy Love. So even if he did, is that really an issue? I
didn't quite make the connection there myself.
Yeah. I think you're ultimately saying they weren't meant to be, and Janet Jackson was actually the right one all along.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
They weren't right for each other.
I like that they ended up together and they were dancing together.
Yeah, they seemed like they were, having a good dance. Movie ends with a dance sequence. That's cartoon logic, which, for whatever intents purposes is a cartoon film. But if you ever watch Disney films or DreamWorks films, the last 5 minutes is usually just a dance party. Every movie has a dance. Any Shrek film, any Transylvania or film, Hotel Transylvania. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I did feel bad for him at the ending when he was Buddy, but then he was fighting himself to be.
He came out of his own butt.
Is that what happened?
Was that the second one?
I don't remember that happening in the first one.
Second one.
He came out of his own butt?
Oh, maybe I'm confusing it. That's how the second one opens.
Did that happen? Did I miss it?
With Nutty Professor at the wedding chapel.
Do I need to go back?
And then Buddy Love is trying to escape from him, and he comes out of his butt.
It's got to be a play. It's got to be a play on Eddie Murphy's song "Boogie in Your Butt."
Oh,
which is a phenomenal song.
They should have played that song in that scene.
And there is a line in there that says, "Put a little tiny man in your butt." So I mean, if you guys haven't listened to the just wonderful song "Boogie in Your Butt," please go Spotify it immediately. It's so.
Man,
good.
my girl likes to party all the time.
That is a great, catchy, way too catchy song.
That's a good one. I felt bad for him at the end when he was like apologizing. I actually like kind of teared up a little bit at the end because
who's he? He's apologizing to his family, and
he's like, I'm just sorry for everybody I hurt, and
I'm
just I'll see my way out. And I was just like, man, he's just so dejected and just.
And who's that one actor that we're supposed to know? James something or another, Coburn.
The older guy,
the silver-haired guy.
Yeah.
The only other movie I know him from was Maverick.
I think he's in the Magnificent Seven.
He's in like 100 films.
Yeah,
I think he's one of the Magnificent Seven from the original.
He's in a lot of films.
He's like an old he used to do a lot of westerns.
I know him mostly from the film Maverick.
I mean, that's a good movie. I think I can't remember it anymore.
We'll have to come back and do Maverick.
Yeah. They're on a boat. Sheesh.
And he ends up getting the big deal anyway. Like, they think the deal's blown. Larry Miller's apologizing, and James Corbin's like, I'm doing it anyway. So Larry Miller gets what he wants. Like, everyone gets what they want.
Everybody kind of gets what they want.
Except Buddy Love. He gets, suppressed.
That's true.
Well, yeah. He wasn't meant to be in the first place.
Did that Dean guy have like hair plugs? Am I crazy? He looked like he had hair plugs. Like
something looked funny with his hair. Larry
Miller. Something was crazy with the top of his head. It was the mid '90s.
Was he bald?
No, he had like
a little bit of hair.
He had something going on.
Yeah, there looked like something. He was trying. He was
pretending
he was trying. Yeah.
I don't know if it's character.
Maybe I don't know.
But it's traumatic in the 1990s to be a male actor and lose your hair, though.
Yeah, that's a bad time to do it. It's a bad time to do it. There's no resolution there.
No, just get hair transplants.
Yeah.
Not yet. Mm-hmm. The bloopers at the end, that's like a 90s thing.
It's pretty classic, yeah.
Yeah. I wish more movies did it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they stopped back the curtain. Let's see a Marvel film with all the bloopers. Stop showing us those teasers. Just show us the bloops.
Yeah. I feel like...
Well, if you show the bloops, it'll just be a guy
behind a green
screen.
A tennis ball falls off.
Oh, the tennis ball fell.
They save that for the DVD releases,
Maybe like Bridesmaids had one. I don't know. That's the only movie I could think of.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, those movies are meant to have bloopers because they're all improv, like Bridesmaid. A lot of the Judd Apatow movies have tons of improv because it's just like, be spontaneous.
I think actually the last movie I saw that had the blooper reel at the end was Barb and Star go to Marina del Rey or whatever it is.
It rhymes with their name. I forget.
Yeah, it's
Marina del Mar or something.
It is one of the most perplexing movies.
I will never watch it. I don't want to see it.
I legitimately, after I watched it, I said, whoever wrote the script either needs to be instantly fired for greenlighting this movie, or they're secretly a genius, and I don't know why yet.
Hey, they sold the film.
They did, and it is it's just a perplexing watch. It is out of this world.
Yeah, and it's really interesting if you look up the director of this film, Tom Shadyac, who also did Ace Ventura.
Really?
And Bruce Almighty.
Wow.
And then like fell off the earth because he realized money was like a fake construct and he didn't want to be a part of it anymore. So he like sold all those assets and like lived in a cabin for like the rest of his life. And he's made a few other films since then, but there's some documentaries and just like his story of like, because at one point, Bruce Almighty was the highest grossing film of all time.
No,
I think it beat Titanic. It was like the first movie to beat Titanic or something.
Yeah, it was a very popular movie, and I've never seen it.
And he just made like the most money.
I've seen it, and I don't remember it being that popular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then he just moved away because he didn't want to be a part of the Hollywood,
I mean, of course. He had a lot of hits on his hand, it seems like. Like
he couldn't like make a bad film.
Yeah.
Like everything he made. Was like,
if there's long enough time, you'll make a bad film. That's like Quentin Tarantino was saying. That's why he's like, I'm only making one more film because all like, I mean, you can argue.
I could argue.
Some are bad, of course. I think you can argue, that they're good too in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But he was just saying like, over enough time, directors don't get better. So he's like, I need to duck out when the time's right.
I feel like he'll keep saying that.
Yeah.
And then he'll keep making one more
It's
movie.
very possible.
Yeah, just keep
it's
writing
very
films,
possible.
Which is fine. You're gonna fall off. I mean, or just keep making declining movies as time goes on. I feel like
he was saying he wants to do some writing, like write books. Like he just wrote.
Yeah, True Romance is my favorite movie. He didn't even direct it.
He just wrote the book version of the Hollywood movie that he came out with, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
So I think that's what he's gonna switch to focusing on.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of his stuff since Django Unchained. I'm gonna get around to those other ones. It's just I never.
They're so long.
Yeah, I never have 3.5 hours to spare. And that sucks.
I mean, they look great, and stuff happens.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's on tour, and
I don't think movies really need to be that long.
No. Nutty Professor, hour 20 minutes. Get in, get out.
Yeah. I wish The Day After Tomorrow was 3.5 hours long. I love that movie.
Just watch it twice.
Don't get it.
Which you do.
I love that movie so much.
No.
Well, thanks for joining us, Nick. Do you have anything you want to promote on our show?
Not really. So I think you should all just have a wonderful evening or morning.
Wow. Shots fired at Sketchy Nonsense.
I in good conscience, I cannot tell you that you would be in good hands.
What about SoundCloud.com/yankinches? Is that still around?
Of course it is.
Does Nick Haynes have his own SoundCloud too? Is that
you can find the link to my orchestral music. I think it's SoundCloud.com/Nick-Haynes-music maybe. If not, go to yankinches on there and you'll find the link to all my serious music as well as my comedy stuff on yankinches.
When's our Christmas album coming out?
Oh God,
I bought it for so many
you
years.
have, and you've been trying.
It came so close to happening.
You've been trying to wrangle me.
It's becoming so close to happening.
You.
Maybe 'tis the season.
Yeah,
it's beginning to look a lot like Nick Miss.
Do you want to get in on this?
Yeah, I'm starting to write
singer?
it, actually.
All right. So yeah, you can check out the music. Anything else? Good luck.
What's your email address? Home address? Social security number?
I mean, you can email me at yankinches@gmail.com if you would like to make suggestions on songs. So that is an email if you actually wanted to.
That's what I was trying to do.
Occasionally check your Twitch streams, twitch.tv/kissingmydad. Is that still happening?
Yeah, I just got a brand new MIDI keyboard and then I want to test out, and I got a whole new setup for lighting and everything like that. So I'd love to kick off writing music again live. I have a ton of fun doing that.
It's great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, everybody.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
And go back and listen to Nick's other episodes, Twister.
Yes.
And
great flick.
Basketball with only
basketball.
We did baseball. Yeah, baseball and Twister. I thought
there was one more. Okay. We'll have to come back for Congo.
Nutty Professor.
I thought you guys did Congo already.
There's no Congo.
No. We didn't do that.
Did we do Waterworld?
No, we didn't do that one yet either. There's so many. We'll never run out.
You call me back when you do water. All right. I still gotta watch
the third act of it. I couldn't get there.
The Mariner will maybe show up, and the Smokers will come by, and
I've said this before, but Waterworld was my favorite movie for 5 years, having just seen the trailer.
It's a phenomenal trailer.
I was like 7 years old, and I was like, "This is my favorite movie," and I'd only seen 2 minutes of the trailer.
And the Ulysses cut is great.
Yeah,
the new one.
I was really planning. I have not seen any new cuts of it, but I was planning on doing a cosplay of Kevin Costner, like for conventions. But then COVID hit, so I never got around to it. But maybe soon.
Maybe one day.
Hey, you don't have to breathe through gills. You don't have to put face masks over gills.
I live the role, so I'm gonna cut the back of my ears right open.
Thank you for joining us on that episode and every episode that you do. The next movie we're doing has the tagline, Danger, Will Robinson. We remember Lost in Space.
T-minus 1 minute and counting.
Major, she's all yours.
Mission Control, this is Jupiter 1. The Robinsons are all tucked in. We are ready to fly.
The time has come.
Danger, Will Robinson, danger!
You did this!
The hyperdrive.
It can be thrown anywhere in the galaxy. Anywhere but here. Initiate!
We're lost, aren't we?
Their position is uncharted.
That's not one of ours.
I'm detecting motion. Behind you.
Their enemies are unknown.
Evil knows evil.
So my quarters are yours.
Why don't you just hang on to your joystick?
Warning, warning.
Their survival is uncertain.
Give me an excuse to kill you.
The Robinson family will
I
travel
wonder what it'll be like to jettison your body into deep space. Do they have a name for what's wrong with you?
Wait up, wait!
beyond the frontiers of adventure.
Cool.
To find their way home.
Get us airborne. Hang on!
Lost in space.